Be a quick summary of some of the stocks we reviewed today. So we began with Agile Therapeutics, and today the stock is up 3.99%, trading at 66 cents as of the closing bell. So let's just reload this because the market closed actually since then. So the stock actually at the closing bell was up 4.79%, trading at 67 cents. Volume was about twice what it would normally be, with 18 million shares that exchange hands compared to an average volume of 7.3 million shares. So quite a lot of interest in Agile Therapeutics. Let's move on now to the next stop, which is a Faraday Future Intelligent Electric. And today the story is that, you guys can see on your screen that the stock actually went up by quite a bit. It at the closing bell, the stock was up 48.73%, trading at $5.28. Volume quite high, 100 million shares exchange hands compared to an average volume of 3.5 million shares. So this definitely tells me that the Reddit crowd might have moved on and they are now focusing on Faraday Future Intelligent Electric. We will see how the stock performs tomorrow. Next on, we move to Digital World Acquisition Corporation, and the news we have concerning Digital World Acquisition Corporation is that the Trump Media and Technology Group has put out a press release saying that yes, they indeed got some subpoenas, but their chief executive officer, former President Donald J. Trump, is not the object of that subpoena. I hope I'm saying this right, because the CEO is the former congressman Nunes, I believe his name is. But yeah, I think Donald J. Trump is the chairman. And I think what they implied was that he was not the object of any of their subpoenas. So stock dropped, barely dropped, 0.74%, and then bounced back after hours even higher, plus 0.96%. Volume is very, very low, and I think a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines waiting to see exactly what the SEC does. And if you truly believe in the company and in the SPAC, and you believe in the process, I actually don't see any reason why they wouldn't grant the SPAC the permission to go ahead and merge, because otherwise that will leave only Twitter as the microblogging website that people can use to share their thoughts and opinions in real time. So I think that competition in a democracy is always healthy. So hopefully they get the blessings that they need from the Securities and Exchange Commission. The next stock that we talked about today is Redbox Entertainment, and you guys can see that today the stock dropped 8.35%. Volume a little bit low, about I would say a quarter of what it's usually, and just about 5 million shares exchange hands compared to an average volume of 22.9 million shares. The stock opened today significantly lower compared to where it closed last Friday. It closed last Friday at $6.11, opened today at $5.90. So another stock to just keep a close watch on. Next, we talked about Roblox Corporation and how the stock has soared today, 14.09%, significant increase. Closing bell, the stock was trading at $40.01. And the big thing is that previously, last Friday, the stock closed at $35.07. It opened lower today at $34.55 and then made the spectacular run up to $40.01. Volume is quite high at 58 million compared to an average volume of 31 million. This stock is already ahead of most companies that are trying to get into the metaverse, in that they have a vast experience handling payments, creating objects for these virtual worlds. So I think Roblox Corporation is uniquely positioned to take advantage, as Facebook tries to move as many people as they can into the metaverse. So the next stock that we talked about is Xlr Technologies, and how the stock reached a 52-week low today, and at the closing bell the stock was down 2.96%, trading at 11 cents. Now I pointed out that there's a lot of headroom for this stock in case it did a reversal, and if you go back a month ago, the stock is basically trading at about 50% of what it was just a short month ago. So another stock to keep a very close watch on, and we discussed about the volume today, which was close to 100 million shares that exchange hands, and I kept saying that this stock is a very simple way to jump in, and then hopefully when people realize the value that's locked into the company, more and more people might try to get in, and that will send the stock skyrocketing. So just another thing to point out about Xlr Technologies. And the next stock we talked about is Vroom Inc, an online company. They have a digital platform that is used for the sale, transportation, and also to obtain financing for used vehicles. We pointed out that the market for the used vehicles in the United States is really quite active right now. Most dealers can't get their hands on new inventory, so most of their business is now on repeat customers or people buying used vehicles. And when we say used vehicles, it's not like the typical used car salesman that you see in the movies, or that people make fun of. These are much newer vehicles, vehicles coming off lease, vehicles 6 months to 3, 4, 5 years old. So these are vehicles, high dollar items, and Vroom has just seen its share price go up today 13.49%, and at the closing bell the stock was trading at $1.43. So we have 2 more to do. The next stock we talked about was MULN Automotive, and how MULN Automotive today dropped 8.32%, but we pointed out that they have something going on with them, which is they reduced their debt that they have from $30 million and brought it all the way down to $11 million, representing a change of about $17 million that they got, that they took care of. I don't know what gymnastics they did or how they managed to pull that off, but we have $17 million in debt, a liability that is wiped off the books for MULN Automotive. So that is the update we have concerning MULN Automotive. And also we pointed out that the volume of shares that exchange hands has dropped significantly, just 39 million shares compared to an average volume of 70 million shares. So the market capitalization, of course, has dropped to $472 million. We also remarked that the Fortune 500 company that was supposed to be made public by the end of Q2, I don't think that has happened, guys. In case I missed that information, please drop a comment below so that all of us are informed and we can know exactly what's happening with MULN Automotive. And finally, we talked about Bright Green Corporation, which is a company that's based out of Florida, but the major part of their operations will be carried out in New Mexico. And this company apparently has a permit at the federal level and at the state level to grow, harvest, process cannabis right here in the United States. And this cannabis will be used for research purposes, and also I think some of it for medicinal purposes. And they actually apparently have a license to export the cannabis if it's going to be used for research purposes. They just recently showcased their new state-of-the-art facility, which will soon be going operational as soon as they get the blessing from the Drug Enforcement Agency, that's the DEA. And they actually provided pictures during to accompany the press release. So it's quite a very vast facility. I was quite impressed, and I think from the information they provided, the first of 3 greenhouses has already been completed. And so amazing work that they are doing out there in New Mexico. And the second thing about Bright Green Corporation is that the CEO will be transitioning, so he will be stepping down, and the chairman of the board of directors will be filling in that position while they search for a permanent chief executive officer. So that's the roundup of what we discussed today on the channel. If you didn't have time to click on the individual videos, these are not any stocks that we have any particular reason why we pick them. It's just that when they catch our eye, something of interest, then we talk about them, and we don't go into very detailed technical analysis. We just find these stocks quite interesting, either the story, the kind of item that the company builds, or that the stock has potential for enormous growth. So thank you for your time. Please consider smashing that subscribe button so we can keep our subscriber count going up, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye for now.